Good day, everyone. So today we are going to be discussing about the menstrual cycle. So the menstrual cycle is a natural and essential process that occurs in the female reproductive system. It is a recurring cycle that prepares the body for potential pregnancy by facilitating the release of eggs and creating an optimal environment for fertilization. While it is a fundamental aspect of the human biology, the menstrual cycle has often been surrounded by myths, misconceptions, and cultural taboos, leading to limited understanding and awareness. Throughout this report, we will delve into the various stages of the menstrual cycle, discussing hormonal fluctuations that occur, the physical changes women may experience, and the significance of the menstrual cycle in terms of reproduction and overall health. Additionally, we will address common misconceptions and cultural attitudes surrounding menstruation, aiming to promote education, empathy, and respect. By exploring the menstrual cycle in depth, we hope to empower both women and men to engage in informed conversations, challenge societal norms, and create a more inclusive environment that supports menstrual health and the well being for all. So, let us embark on this journey to unravel the marvels of the menstrual cycle and gain a deeper appreciation for the incredible complexities of the human body.
The menstrual phase is the first stage of the menstrual cycle. It's also when you get your period. This phase starts when an egg from the previous cycle isn't fertilized. Because pregnancy hasn't taken place, levels of the hormones estrogen and progesterone drop. Once you menstruate, your uterus lining sheds and flows out of your vagina. Your period contains blood, mucus, and some cells from the lining of your uterus. Menstruation happens once a month, usually every 28 to 30 days, and lasts 3 to 7 days. The first day of a woman's period marks the start of a new menstrual cycle. You may have period symptoms like cramps, tender breasts, bloating, mood swings, irritability, headaches, tiredness, and low back pain.
The follicular phase is a crucial part of the menstrual cycle, characterized by the preparation of ovaries to release an egg. Here are the main aspects of this phase. First, start and duration. The follicular phase begins on the first day of menstruation and lasts until ovulation. It typically spans around 14 days, but can vary from 11 to 21 days depending on the individual. Number two, hormonal activity. The pituitary gland secretes follicle-stimulating hormone, which stimulates the growth of ovarian follicles. Each follicle contains an immature egg. As the follicles develop, they produce estrogen. Increasing estrogen levels thicken the uterine lining in preparation for potential pregnancy. Number three, dominant follicle. Among the developing follicle, one becomes dominant and continues to mature while the other regress. The dominant follicle produces a significant amount of estrogen, leading to a peak just before ovulation. Number four, ovulation trigger. The peak in estrogen triggers a surge of luteinizing hormone from the pituitary gland. This alleged surge causes the mature egg to be released from the dominant follicle, marking the end of the follicular phase and the start of ovulation. Number 5. Symptoms and indicators. Basal body temperature is generally lower than the follicular phase. Compared to the luteal phase, cervical mucus becomes clearer and more elastic, resembling egg whites. As ovulation approaches, this change in mucus is a key to fertility indicator. Understanding the follicular phase is essential for tracking menstrual health and fertility.
Ovulation is a key phase in the menstrual cycle during which an ovary releases an egg. This process is critical for conception and occurs on an average around day 14 of a 28-day cycle. Hormonal regulation, journey of the egg, and time duration. This process begins with the hypothalamus releasing and gonadotropin releasing hormones, which stimulates the pituitary gland to secrete follicle stimulating hormones and luteinizing hormones. FSH causes follicles in the ovary to mature between day 6 and 14. Around day 14, a surge in LH triggers the release of a mature egg from one of these follicles. Once released, The egg travels down to the fallopian tube, awaiting fertilization by the sperm. If fertilization occurs, the fertilized egg, now a blastocyst, implants in the uterine lining, leading to pregnancy. Hormones such as estrogen and progesterone helps prepare the uterus for this process by thickening the endometrium. Ovulation occurs about 14 days before the next menstrual period but can vary. The egg survives for 12 to 24 hours post ovulation, while the sperm can live in the female body for up to 5 days, making the fertile window roughly 6 days. Methods to track ovulation. Menstrual cycle tracking monitors cycles for several months to predict ovulation. Number 2, calendar method. Analyze cycles lengths over 6 months to determine fertile days. Third, cervical mucus observation. Check for mucus changes becoming clear and simply around ovulation. Basal body temperature. Daily temperature increase slightly during ovulation. Lastly, ovulation kits detect LH surge in urine, indicating ovulation within 36 hours. Symptoms of ovulation: tender breast, bloating, pelvic pain, light bleeding, cervical changes, increased sex drive, heightened senses, mood changes, appetite changes. Fertility window: pregnancy is most likely from 5 days before to 1 day after ovulation, with the highest chances 1 to 2 days before on the day of ovulation. Ovulation pain and health conditions. Ovulation can cause ovulation pain. Conditions like PCOS, menopause, breastfeeding, and amenorrhea can affect ovulation.